Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Well, I literally just walked in the door, just got my hair cut. I told her, I said, don't put any product on it because I'm just going to put my hat back on anyway. So got my hair cut. Let me take off my shoes real quick. My wet snow shoes, my wet shoes from the snow outside. And let's get to talking. I have my bag right here. I literally just walked in, grabbed the camera, turned my chair around, put the tripod up on. We're real fancy here in Indianapolis, Indiana. And let's talk about quitting YouTube. Okay, I was sent this video. I'm not quitting YouTube. First of all, I just want to make that clear. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna call the title something about talking about quitting YouTube or something like that, because that's the video that Jenna Marbles, is he her husband now? I'm not really sure even. Jenna Marbles' fiance or husband, Julian, he was talking about it, leaving YouTube, quitting YouTube, and kind of like YouTuber burnout and things like that in one of his recent Twitch streams. And he posted it on his channel, and then somebody sent it to me, and they said, I think that this is an interesting video for you to watch. I would like to hear what you have to say about this. And I thought, actually, this is a really interesting conversation to have about talking about leaving YouTube. But I don't want you guys to watch, I don't know how long this will be. This is going to probably be a shorter video today, but I say that and then watch, it'll end up being 2 hours, Little Boo Radley's right here. He wants to say hello to everybody. You want to say hi to everybody? Little Boo Radley said, hi, everybody. Are you having a good day? He said, I'm having a good day. I ran around outside. I've had my lunch. I had a nap. So he's having a good day today. But I don't want people to watch, 25, 30 minutes of this video waiting to hear me say if I'm going to leave YouTube or not. I have no plans to leave YouTube. In fact, I have kind of a different take on it than Julian did in his video, but I think that it is an interesting conversation to have. This whole idea of he talks about a lot of like major YouTubers leaving. He even references Jenna leaving YouTube, and that she just signed off of, being online and things like that. I start making this video, the neighbor dog's barking outside, Boo Radley jumps in the chair, he's scratching at the chair. I haven't even taken my coat off yet, still got my bag right here. So let me get settled here first of all. This morning, before I left for my hair appointment, I wear a hoodie like every single day of my entire life, and I was like, okay, I have to wear a t-shirt today, but it's like so cold outside. And so I was like, I know I have a long sleeve t-shirt in here somewhere. And so I was going through my closet because I was like, I have to wear a t-shirt, but I need a long sleeve t-shirt because it's so cold. And so I found this old Target long sleeve t-shirt, which is like one of the most hideous t-shirts in the world. I don't look great. I actually really like this color maroon, but I don't look great in it. So on the way home, I was listening to music. And it was like all this sad music kept on coming up on my iTunes. One of my favorite things to do is to shuffle my iTunes and to just listen to, one song after another. And I do it while I'm just like cleaning the house, walking around the house, Uber rides and things like that. I do it. And so I did it on the way to my hair appointment, and then on the way back I was doing it too. And this person had sent me this video yesterday. And so this actually wasn't even the video that I was going to make today. I have a list of like 6 or 7 drama videos that I'm going to make this week on this channel. And so this wasn't the video that I was going to make today. The video that I was going to make today was actually about 2 different topics, drama topics. I mean, I have some, people say there's no drama going on. I have like 7 drama videos to make, and I'm making a video about talking about YouTubers quitting YouTube, experiencing burnout. Do I ever experience burnout? What is it really like? And things like that, And so I thought, kind of where I'm at today, and the place I'm at in my head, I had thought about just vlogging today. So I thought this is probably, if I'm going to make this video, this is probably the day to make it. So I watched this video on Julian's channel. Hold on a second. Let me pull out my reading glasses and tell you what the video is called. The video is called Talking About Quitting YouTube, and it's on Julian too. And so it's basically just a clip, like it's like a 14-minute clip from his Twitch stream, and he's talking about, he doesn't really say the words like influence or burnout, or he's talking specifically about YouTube and Twitch, and he's talking about like there's some like major people that are like quitting and they're leaving YouTube and whatever, and he talks about some of the things he says in there I 100% agree with, and other things he's talking about in there I don't relate to. But I also think that a lot of what he's talking about, maybe it's because of my age, that my experience is different with it. I don't know. And what I mean by that is, you know, he's talking a lot about like when you start something and you're doing something creatively, that you're really excited about it at first, but that over time, like it becomes a job. If I understood correctly what he said, that like anything, even if you started off like creatively, you know, like I've said on my channel many, many times that when I started this, I mean, I think about like when I sat on this chair right over there 7.5 years ago, you know, and I made my very first booktube video and then started consistently posting on my booktube channel. And then that turned into my drama channel, and then now 7 channels later, you know, like I never in a million years thought that this would be something that I would call a job or a career. You know, every night in my gratitude list to my higher power, so every night this is something that's important to me as a person in recovery. I do prayers and meditations, and then I do a gratitude list. And one of the specific things that I say, and I go into depth about it every night, is that I'm so grateful that I get to get up every single day and do something that I love. And I get to call it a job, I get to call it a career, and I'm so grateful that there are people that want to watch my videos and hear what I have to say, and that people are so kind and generous and are so supportive and loving, and I'm so incredibly grateful for that. You know, it's not anything that I ever could have imagined 7.5 years ago when I started this. I never really thought it would ever be something that I thought that I could pay my bills with. And I think like, maybe that's a little bit of how it's different. I don't know. A lot of these people blew up very, very quickly. And so I can remember talking to somebody early on when I started my drama channel, and they said something about some amount of money they were making a month. And I can remember thinking to myself, oh my God, like, I can't even imagine, you know, making anything, being able to like even pay a couple bills of mine a month, you know, let alone calling this my job. And now like the fact that I get to get up every single day and, you know, make videos and all that kind of stuff and call it a job, like, you know, like I for a long time I felt really bad even saying that, you know, because I felt like it took away from the experience of what people were watching or the interaction, you know. But I watch a lot of reality TV. I watch a lot of TV shows. You know, those cast members, those actors are doing a job. I watch a lot of movies. Those actors are doing a job, you know. I listen to a lot of music, you know, that I enjoy. Those musicians are doing a job. You know, I read a lot of books. You know, those authors are doing a job. And they're doing something that they get to do every single day, and so maybe it's no different for me. I don't know. I don't know why I felt bad saying this was a job for a long time, but I did, you know, and so I'm watching this video where he's talking, and, you know, he's talking about when you start something and then you start it from like a creative point of view, and then like over time it becomes just kind of like a job at some point, and then like, and I think what he's insinuating is that you start suffering from a little bit of burnout, right? And that at some point it's like you struggle with putting so much out there online of like who you are and things like that, but then at the same time you kind of like lose sight of who you are yourself. And I totally get what he's talking about. Like, I totally understand what he's talking about, right? I think to some degree I've always struggled a little bit with this idea of like influencer burnout, right? Because the reality is, as somebody that, you know, did work very, very long hours for many years, and, you know, and went to school, you know, got my undergraduate degree, got my master's degree and stuff like that before that. At one point, you know, was getting my master's degree, had a practicum and an internship, was working 50 hours a week. Like, it was a real struggle. And so to get up today and film several videos on several different channels, like, that's a blessing to me, you know? And so I struggle when I see people and they're like making, you know, one video every 2 weeks. And people are always like, yeah, but Peter, you don't edit your videos. And a lot of these people send their videos out to be edited. You know, I know a lot of people that like film, edit, and do everything in their videos, and their videos are just the same. So it's like, I understand that people are like, well, you don't do that. Well, I sit in front of a camera for several hours a day, and I feel blessed to do that, you know? So to some degree, I struggle with the idea of like YouTuber burnout. I think it's people that kind of like grew up online to some degree, because it's a very blessed job. And you know, it's interesting because like Michaela Noguera came out a couple years ago and said something about like sometimes she has to take meetings past a certain hour, and like she just got eaten alive by it, right? And I can remember around that time, like, and it was mostly led by the drama channels, and the drama channels were saying things like, Will Boo Radley's right here, he's needing a lot of attention. You know, a lot of the drama channels were like, we have great jobs, like, you are so blessed. I mean, and Michaela Noguera, let's not be mistaken, is making money on like a much bigger level, right? And so to complain about what was handed to you, you know, is like, to me, unbelievable. And I think one of the things that has really kept me so grounded, and I'm so grateful for my support system, is that I have so many people. Like, I think that a lot of these people grew up online together and never really saw outside of that. You know, it's like, my best friend owns a dog kennel that she literally built from the ground up, you know, and is sometimes standing on her feet on concrete 12 hours a day, comes home, takes a nap, makes dinner for her husband. When her son was, you know, growing up, and I witnessed all that, we've been friends for 27 years, would come home from work and would make dinner, do homework with him, you know, get him to bed. And then when, you know, her husband was watching TV, she would go back to the kennel, let all the dogs out. You know, I would go with her sometimes, and, you know, she would do like, you know, paperwork and stuff in the office, you know, let the dogs out again, give them a nighttime treat, and then start the whole thing over at 6 o'clock in the next morning. I have friends of mine that work 2 and 3 jobs. I have friends of mine that are single parents that work 2 and 3 jobs, are in school, trying to put food on the table and things like that. So I struggle with this idea of YouTubers and influencers having burnout because their job is so difficult for them, instead of having gratitude. And I don't, and that's where I feel like maybe the age piece is a little bit different for me, because I never thought this would be possible. I never thought that this would be my life. Do I think that YouTubers struggle with, when I'm talking about burnout, what I'm talking about is burnout to a point of like saying, I'm done, I can't do this anymore. Okay, I'm not talking about, I think everybody experiences some level of struggle, of boredom, or complacency, or laziness, or just the motivation or inspiration on whatever job you have, on whatever job, no matter how creative it is. You know, I've talked to people that aren't anywhere like in the influencer world whatsoever, that are singer-songwriters, you know, that are actors, you know, things like that drag queens, on and on and on, that struggle with motivation and inspiration as well. And I think that that's something that we all struggle with, right? But I also think that it's changing it up and mixing it up. You know, a lot of people laugh at the fact that I have 7 channels. There's a reason for that, you know? And it's like, years ago, I can remember there were a lot of YouTubers that I was interacting with at the time that would say, just get rid of your Peterisms channel. You know, just get rid of this channel. Just get rid of that channel. Because you could focus all your attention on your drama channel, and then your drama channel would just like boost through the roof, and then you'd be making so much money on your drama channel, and then you wouldn't have to worry about your vlog. You wouldn't have to worry about your Peterisms channel, your BookTube channel. My Peterisms channel and my vlog channel have saved my life. Literally have saved my life. You know, when I have gone through all the things I've gone through in my life, the people that have followed this channel, all of my channels, my Peterisms channel, my vlog channel, have like literally, you guys have been so supportive and so kind. You know, I'll never forget, you know, after PP passed away, my husband just reading DM after DM after DM from people that were sending the kindest messages, you know, to Alex. And just, I feel like that alone was part of what got him through that. Like, that's not something normal that you get with a normal job. You just don't, you know? And Julian even says that, you know, a lot of what goes along with this is something that doesn't go along with other things, right? Like, and that's true. But there's a lot of positive that goes along with it too, you know? There's a lot of positive that goes along with it. And I think to some degree, that's where I've always tried to stay, is in the positive. But let's talk about reality for a second, okay? To sit here and tell you that every day I have felt completely motivated to get in a video and, you know, and talk about Laura Lee or, you know, Jeffree Star or Trisha Paytas or whatever, or even to get in a video and vlog, which is really hard because sometimes for me, there is such dark stuff going on in my life, such hard stuff that is going on in my life. And I'm like, but I just want to connect with the people that watch my vlogs because people are so kind to watch my vlogs, right? And so that parasocial relationship to some degree kind of goes both ways, you know? Just recently, so before our Chihuahua PP passed away, I had never once taken a day off from vlogging. Not once. When PP passed away, I took, I think it was like a week and a half or a week off. You know, while we were on vacation and stuff like that, I took a week off and just completely detached from the internet. It was difficult. I think I filmed one video while we were gone that time just to let people know what was going on, and it was really, really difficult. And then there would be like a day here or a day there, but very rarely that I wouldn't vlog. And I was still posting videos on my drama channel, on my Peterisms channel. I was posting consistently on a lot of my channels, right? And then the accident happened. And then after the accident, I took 3 months off and I wasn't filming anything. And in all honesty, I felt very disconnected from what was going on online, but at the same time, it was very nice, in all honesty. Like, it was a break that I needed to be disconnected, to take care of myself, to just figure out who I was in this world, you know? And then after that, you know, people were so welcoming and understanding that I would take a day off or a day here, a day there, right? And then I had pancreatitis last spring, and so I took another month off, and I felt comfortable doing that because people were so supportive of that. You know, but it's interesting because, like, now today, I feel like if I need to take a day off, because I got stuff going on, right? Like, if I got stuff going on and I'm just not in a place, because this is the other thing, it's hard sometimes to get in a video and flip a fan and be on when you got really hard stuff going on behind the scenes, you know? And I think that if one thing I haven't done in the last couple years is that, you know, I'm really big into self-care and talking about it. I'm in therapy. I work with my sponsor. I'm in very intensive therapy. I work with my sponsor. I do a lot of things to take care of myself. I believe in self-care, right? I always learn from the videos I make on my drama channel. I always learn from the videos that I make, and people will put things out there and they will like give me responses and they'll say, well, Peter, I don't necessarily agree with this. And then I'll look at it in a different way and go, well, maybe I was wrong, right? I stand behind, I would say, most of what I have said in videos. I've changed my mind, you know, obviously about some things. Things have come out. I looked at the comment sections and thought, oh, wow, I took a completely different stance on that, or I was wrong, or I didn't think this through, right? But I think that one thing that I've done in the last couple years that I've learned from today is that I would be going through something very difficult in my personal life, okay? You know, I am somebody that shares a lot on YouTube, on all of my channels. I overshare, all right? That's a choice that I made when I originally started YouTube, was that I wanted to share authentically about my life because I wanted to know that the stories of my life might help just one person out there. And I always felt like if they had helped just one person, that I had done my job. You know, if I'm talking about being in recovery and one person out there feels like, okay, maybe if Peter can get sober, I can do it too. Or if I'm talking about grieving the loss of my mother, or grieving the loss of my aunt and uncle, or grieving the loss of friends that have died from overdoses, you know? If I share that, then other people that are going through similar experiences out there, that maybe they can learn from that or heal from that that too. If I'm talking about marriage, and I've been very honest about difficulties that we've had in our marriage, and that we almost got divorced, and that we went to marriage counseling, and it saved our lives, and it saved our marriage, you know? If I share that out there, that maybe one person out there will be like, okay, maybe if we go to marriage counseling, our marriage can be saved too, you know? I've always believed that. I don't take back oversharing at all, you know? That's been something that's been thrown up in my face in the 7.5 years that I've been on YouTube. I don't, for 1 second, take back oversharing at all, you know? Especially when some of the deepest, darkest things that I've shared are the ones that people throw up in my face, right? Like, I still don't take that back. I still today would share those stories because of the messages that I've gotten from people. You know, and I always have been a believer that you just plant a seed and you move on, right? And that maybe that person doesn't get it today. Maybe that person doesn't get it tomorrow. Maybe that person doesn't get it 6 months from now. Maybe that person doesn't get it 6 years from now. But maybe some person that watched me make a video about Jeffree Star 4 years ago, and in that video, I said, oh, so if you guys don't know, I've been sober for 20-some years at that time. You know, I'm active in a 12-step program. I know it's not for everybody, but it worked for me. Maybe that person's like, oh, like, I remember watching that Jeffree Star video. Peter Monn talked about, you know, getting sober. Let me go back and look at a couple of his videos. Maybe that's possible, you know? The seed was planted for me long before I ever got sober. I don't take back oversharing at all. But there's a lot that I don't share on camera. There's a lot of feelings and emotions that I've never talked about on the depth and the level that I feel them. There's a lot of people that are very, very important in my life to the level of my best friend Tanya, my cousin Caroline, things like that, that I have never talked about, never mentioned their names, nobody has any clue that they exist, and I talk to them on a daily basis. Out of anonymity and their choice not to be anything online, because every person that's ever been in any of my videos or mentioned in my videos is somebody that I've asked if they can do that. And I've also said, probably in the last 3 to 4 years, just so you know, when I mention your name in a video, they're going to know who you are in 20 seconds, and people are going to look you up, and they're going to look and find out who you are. They're going to know everything about you in 3 minutes, because that's part of what goes along with this, okay? That is part of what goes along with sharing your life online, is that everybody that you ever post a picture with on Instagram, anybody that you mention in a video, and then people say, well, yeah, but you choose that. I do and I don't, okay? I can't share a lot of pictures, you know? Like, we met this mother and these 2 daughters from Colombia on New Year's Eve. And, you know, we had such a great time with them and stuff like that. And I had all these pictures with them. And I actually did share a video of this one girl and her mother. And I asked them, I said, I just want you to know, people are going to know you immediately. And the girl looked at me and she was so hilarious. And I said something to her, and she was like 28 or something like that, and she understood what I did. She got it like right away, and she's like, oh, I watch this person, I watch this person. She was telling me like makeup people that she watches and stuff like that. And we were kind of like joking, because she said she always wanted to be an influencer. Her sister told her she should be an influencer, but she was in school for biochemical engineering, okay? And I said, well, I said, if I tag you, because she said, can you tag me in it if you post it? And I go, yeah, but if I tag you in it, like, this is a conversation I have with people on a regular basis, just so you know. I said, if I tag you in it, immediately, okay, people that don't like me are going to find you. They're going to know everything about you, blah, 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 whatever. And she goes, and you know what I hope they find? I hope they find that I'm a sexy Latina that is a strong woman that is also going to school for being a biochemical engineer. And it's people like that that I meet that lift me up and make me realize I don't have to hide from anything. I don't have to be ashamed from anything, right? But there is a lot of things that I hide in my life that I'm going through, you know? There's a lot of things. There's a lot of days, in all honesty, that I'm in such a hard place that I really don't have any business turning on a camera. I really don't. You know, I'm coming up on the 2-year anniversary of the accident, and I always just refer to it as the accident, you know. And I don't really talk about it much out of respect for the family. That lost somebody very important in their life. and the other people that were involved in the accident. I just try not to, you know, but that's not who I am, to not talk about things that are going on in my life. If you watch my vlog, you know that, you know? It's been honestly really hard not to share on my vlog that I didn't want to get out of bed today. And I didn't want to flip a fan today. And I don't know why I'm here and somebody else isn't. And I feel bad for feeling sad about what I've gone through, because that takes away from what somebody else went through. And I feel guilty because I don't feel like I have the right to feel that way. And I haven't felt like I could share that on camera, you know? Every day is like such a struggle for me. And then my husband, after working 10 hours a day, you know, has to come home, and sometimes I'm just checked out, and he's been so loving and supportive, and everybody has been, you know, but on top of like physically healing, being scared to death that I was going to die, which I never really expressed the deepness of that, because I felt like to even talk about it in any kind of way made me look like I was victimizing myself, and somebody died, so how dare I ever feel sorry for myself, you know? And that's how I felt for 2 years. You know, I had this subdural hematoma that, like, on a regular basis, they were, like, worried that they were going to have to, like, drill holes into my brains, which a lot of people are like, it's not really that big of a deal. But I had doctors telling me that with all of my history, it was very, very risky for me, and they didn't know. And I didn't really want to get on video and say that. And so, like, I'm like, yeah, like, I had a good doctor's appointment today. And when I was, like, filled with tear. And then I had people, you know, throwing up obituaries of this man, court documents that they thought that were court documents, which were actually insurance claims, because people will, like, I called a friend of mine that's very smart about this stuff, and I said, you know, I have these people like throwing, this is, tell you what's interesting about this is, I didn't even know a lot about what was going on behind the scenes with some of this stuff, right? And actually, somebody out there sent court documents to the Vloggerinos group that follows my vlog. And so they sent it to me. I didn't even know that this stuff existed, which then I contacted, you know, the people that were involved in whatever, and I was like, I didn't even know that this part was closed and whatever. That was then weaponized against me online, you know, to make it look a certain way, which in all honesty, it was, they didn't even know what they were reading, right? I've had to, like, deal with that for 2 years while I'm personally trying to go through this and heal, right? And not talk about it online out of deference for the people that are much more affected by this because they lost somebody, right? I haven't really been able to share that one piece of my life authentically about how I'm feeling on a daily basis, how I'm going through it, like, what a struggle it is for me, because if I do, then I'm a victim. I'm victimizing myself, right? So I just picked up the fan and kept going. That's all I knew how to do. You know, and people would say things on my vlog like, you seem off today, you know? It's like I post a video, you know, 3 to 4 videos every single day. And then, like, I took 3 or 4 days off on vacation from posting my vlog and on my drama channel, and I got messages from people that were like, you're not posting consistently. Like, you haven't posted consistently in a long time. Like, most YouTubers post videos, like, every 2 weeks, you know? And I do it because I love it, right? Like, for me, that's my escape. Filming videos is my safe space. But when I said that there were days that I probably never should have turned on the camera, the reason why I say that is because I was in such a dark place, and I thought, well, if you film a video, it'll get you out of what you're going through. You can talk about something else. But I'm so passionate about everything in my life. I'm so passionate about reality TV or a book that I'm reading, you know? Like, I think that's one piece, and that's one of the reasons why I started my reality TV channel, was to transition that passion to another subject, right? Because I'm so passionate about what I talk to. If you listen to me on the phone, the battery stopped. When you listen to me on the phone when I'm talking to my friends or talking to my husband, like, I'm just that passionate, right? About like anything, like, oh my God, I just listened to this song. Have you listened to this song? This song is so good, you know? It's like, my husband and I were sitting here last night and we got caught up on Real Housewives of Miami and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I'm like, and I can't believe this, and blah, 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 whatever, all this kind of stuff. Like, I'm passionate. I'm a passionate person, right? And when I'm like in a really emotional state, like, it's on a level of 10. So I probably was a little bit more passionate about Jeffree Star than I really give a shit about, you know? And that's the truth. But this has been my safe place. What I've had to learn, you know, is that I feel so incredibly blessed for the life that I've been given. When you go through something like I did, and you ask yourself every day, why them, not me? Life takes on a different meaning. It really does, you know? I'm so incredibly grateful for each and every day that I'm given. And I'm very, very aware that YouTube, my ability to make videos, this being a safe place for me to come and escape, whether I'm flipping a fan or talking about something very serious, whether I'm, you know, reviewing crumble cookies or talking about a reality show, whether I'm sitting on my front porch vlogging or walking to the pool, whether I'm laying in bed with Boo Radley talking about his new calming duck that he can't stand, you know, or whether I'm doing an Amazon haul. This is my safe place. I love this. And yeah, there's some bullshit that goes along with it. There's some people out there that don't like me. They're never going to. I learned that a long time ago. You know, we don't have to like everybody. I don't like everybody. Not everybody's going to like me. That's okay. I went into 2024 saying, you know, I'm not going to focus so much attention on the negativity and the people that are stalking me. That's still going on. It's still happening. I'm still dealing with it behind the scenes. I'm not going to stop. But I don't have to give it so much attention, you know? I decided in 2024 that I was going to focus my attention on things that matter and things that are important and things that are positive. Because I am still here. And I don't want to take that for granted for 1 second, you know? I don't ever think about quitting YouTube. I really don't ever. Like when I was watching Julian's video, I was thinking to myself, have you ever really thought about quitting YouTube? I don't. And you know what's interesting about this is, and you can probably fact check this, I probably mentioned this in my vlog at some point. You know when like people win the lottery and they win like $100 million and they always say, or people always say, if I won the lottery, I'd never quit my job, right? And I used to say back in there, I probably said it in a rant video on here or something, because I used to say this all the time to my friends. We would talk about winning the lottery. I played the lottery all the time. I haven't played it in a long time. But I used to play the lottery all the time, right? In fact, I have this psychic girl one time tell me that she saw me, and this was when I was with my ex, and she said that she saw me with somebody that was taller than me, that was from South America, and that when we were together, we were going to win more than $100 million in the lottery, okay? I had never even met my husband, heard of my husband, or anything yet. I was still with my ex. That was from southern Indiana, okay? Trust me. So I was like, what? I thought I was going to be with him for the rest of my life, you know? And now I'm like, I better buy some lottery tickets. No, true story. But I can remember back in the day, you know, like hearing people say, oh, if I won $100 million in the lottery, I would never quit my job. I love working at the CVS, you know? Or if I quit my job, if I won $1 million in the lottery, no, I'd never quit this. I love my job so much. I'm like, that is straight up bullshit. I don't care what you do. I don't care what your job is. You know, if you won the lottery, if you won $100 million, are you telling me that you wouldn't quit your job tomorrow? You know, like just the other day, my cousin Caroline and I were talking about this, and we're like, oh my God, we just sit around and watch shows all day long and eat bad food, you know, like, but I was sitting there watching this today, and I thought, like, even if I won $100 million, and this is not the first time I've thought this is not the second, this is not the 10th, this is not the 20th, I thought this many times, especially since I had the accident. Because it really put things in perspective for me about how blessed I am to have this. And not just this, but the relationships with you guys out there that watch my videos. And allow me to have this life. Allow my husband to have this life. Allow me to sit at home all day long and spend the day with Boo Radley, you know? You allow me to have this life. I'm so incredibly grateful for it. You know, I'm so incredibly grateful for it. I really have never thought about quitting YouTube. I mean, you're going to probably have to fucking drag me off this place. You really are, you know? I mean, Alex and I were in marriage counseling. What was this? It was on Monday. And we were talking about something there. And, you know, we were talking about, like, eventually, like, him retiring and things like that. And I was like, I don't know that I ever see myself, like, quitting vlogging. Like, I think I'll always, to some degree, you know, do I think I'll be 75 talking about drama, you know, with beauty influencers? No, probably to some degree this channel will change over time. I don't think anybody really, I don't know. I guess a lot of people still want to hear a 51-year-old man talk about this stuff. I don't know that they want to hear a 65-year-old. Maybe they will. Maybe I'll never quit, you know? I hope I make it there. I hope I make it there to have that choice, you know? I hope I make it there to have that choice. Because I feel so incredibly blessed for this. Like, you know, for a long time I always thought about, like, what would I say in my last vlog? Like, what would I say when I signed off? And I was like, this is my last vlog. That vlog, more than anything, has got me through so much, you know? I'm just sitting out on that front porch and just talking about absolute bullshit. And I thought, what would I say when I make my very last vlog? But I don't think I'm ever going to have to. I hope I go out doing this. I hope I'm that blessed, you know? What I have learned is, though, that there are some days that I don't need to turn on the camera. There are some days that are just really too hard. There are some days like yesterday that I went to my nephew's 8-year birthday party, you know? And came home and took a nap with my husband and my dog. I didn't need to film videos yesterday. I needed to spend time with the people that love me. And I don't need to make excuses or reasons for that. There are other days that I might want to just binge watch Vanderpump Rules and there's nothing going on. And that's okay. And then there are other days that I might want to film 7 videos, 4 days in a row, you know? And that's okay. I'm just privileged and grateful that I have the choice. And you guys have given me the choice. So thank you. Because I'm not going anywhere. And I don't judge anybody that does. You know, I understand it. I read this book years ago called Transitions, and it was like, you go through 9 major career transitions in your life, you know? Just because I'm on YouTube doesn't mean I'm not going to go through career transitions on YouTube. Hell, I just started a 7th channel, you know? You know, I just made a very serious decision last night. I know when I say this, some people are like, oh, serious decision. But, you know, people ask us a lot, like, are we going to get another dog? And we've decided that. Now, Boo Radley's going to live to be about 39 or 40, but when he's no longer here, will be, you know, the time that we get another dog. Not until then. Until then, we're going to be the best dog dads to this little guy that we can possibly be. But I'm really at this point in my life where I tune in to what's important to me and what I'm passionate about. And I made this decision last night that when that time comes, that I'm probably not going to just adopt 1 or 2 or 3, but several senior rescue dogs. I feel so grateful that I started this at a point in my life where I wasn't really sure what was going to come next. And you guys helped me find the road. I never thought this would be my life. I never thought this would be my life, you know? And I think about everything that's happened in the last 7.5 years and what you guys have helped me get through, you know? I'm so grateful for it. And I don't plan on going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere, you know? I say it in my intro and it's the truth. And, but that doesn't mean that from time to time I'm not going to take a day off here and there, you know? And I'm not going to feel guilty about it anymore, because I did for a long time. I felt guilty about it. I feel like, oh my God, if I don't film a video today, you know, like I feel really bad. And, you know, like, I mean, I even talked about it ad nauseum last month in my vlog, you know, like, oh my God, it's even a joke over here. Like I said I was going to take today off, you know, whatever. And I feel bad. It's like, you have nothing to do. Just film a video, whatever, right? If I need to take a day off for whatever reason, I'm going to take a day off, because that's self-care, you know? And I'm grateful that I have the ability to do that. You guys give me the ability to do that, you know? And I'm thankful for that. If people need to leave YouTube or TikTok or whatever they need to do, like, we gotta all make our own decisions, you know? I don't judge them for that. I don't necessarily understand it from where I'm at today, but I don't judge them for that, you know? I think one thing I wish we could start normalizing is that self-care looks individual for each person out there, you know? And what I need to do to self-care for me is not what somebody else needs to do to self-care for them. We all need to take care of ourselves, you know? We all need to be responsible for ourselves. So if I need to take a day off here and there, I'm going to take a day off, and I'm sure as hell not going to feel bad about it anymore, you know? And who do I feel bad about it? For me, not you. Everybody's so gracious usually. You know, I mean, there's like, I'm always going to be the guy that if I stand in a room of 100 people and one person's saying something mean about me, I'm going to focus on that one thing, right? Because 99% of the people out there are like, Peter, take a day off. Take the weekend off. Go spend time with your husband. Go enjoy your time. Watch Vanderpump Rules. Live your life, you know? And then that one comment is, you don't really post consistently anymore. And that's the one comment that I focus on. Then I'm like, am I not posting consistently anymore? You know what I mean? So, more focus on the positive. I've said this for years about other people. I've said it for years about Jaclyn Hill. I know it in my heart of hearts. Focusing on the positive, taking care of myself. You know, it might just be enough for me to say, I'm having a tough day today, so I need to take today off. Or, I just want to watch TV today, you know? But I'm not ready to leave YouTube. And I don't think I will be anytime soon. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.